Phoenix is the first city to announce and open Starfish Place, a 15-unit multifamily community that is home to human traffic survivors and their families. It opened in fall of 2017. The average age of a young girl getting into sex trafficking is only 14 years old. This is a startling statistic. Getting paid for sex. What happens to these young girls? Where do they go for help? In 2013, the city of Phoenix created a sex trafficking task force made up of community members, police, and area agencies to address this growing problem. 4 focal points were established with the #1 focus on awareness and outreach. Awareness and outreach was key, but so was providing victim services, and that included housing and life skills. Hence, the Phoenix Starfish was created. Housing Director Cindy Stotler explains.
Phoenix Starfish Place is a 15-unit residential community that is currently a permanent supportive housing for victims of human trafficking. So Starfish Place came about through a confluence of circumstances, I want to say. The City Council had been talking about priorities for housing for Phoenix residents, and one of the things we had not ever addressed before was victims of domestic violence and human trafficking. And so the council asked me about a year ago to look into ways to house victims of domestic violence and human trafficking. At the same time, the Foundation for Senior Living had a vacant property, which is now Phoenix Starfish Place.
The housing department put 2 and 2 together. Working with organizations that help run shelter facilities, they teamed up to provide this housing. However, what was unique and new was this was a home for human trafficking survivors.
So the permanent supportive housing we're offering for these human trafficking survivors and their families is comprehensive. They have been through a life where many of these victims were victimized and brought into the human trafficking scene when they were teenagers or very young children. So they haven't been exposed to the training and life skills that most of us have. So they don't know how to create a family budget. They don't know how to pay bills, how to parent, how to cook nutritious meals. All of those skills we are going to teach them at Starfish Place. If they don't have their high school diploma, we're going to offer them GED classes, and then we're also going to connect them with community colleges and college classes or technical training if they'd rather go to vocational training or technical training. Whatever they're interested in, we want to make sure that they have the opportunities to do what they want to do to support their families and get a job and you know, be a permanent contributing member of society.
ASU is one of the partners, and they allocated $50,000 to allow Dr. Dominique Rowe-Sepowitz, director of the Office of Sex Trafficking Intervention Research, to train staff, provide intervention services such as group therapy, parenting, and cooking classes, as well as a complete evaluation report of the effectiveness of the program.
Phoenix Starfish Place is the perfect place for supportive services because it has a large residential community building with space. It has a large community space for events or large meetings. It has a demonstration kitchen connected to that community space for parties, also for cooking classes and nutrition classes. We have a training room that's fully equipped with video and things so we can bring trainers in. We have areas for group therapy. We have a teen room, so teens can go in and play games and relax and maybe have some group therapy there as well, specifically for them. We have a large library that we're in the middle of stocking, but we have plenty of room for lots of books, and we have computers there for the residents' use. It has internet connections, and they can do resumes and email and things like that with it. So it is tenant-based rental assistance, which means they pay 30% of their income. So whatever their income is, they pay 30% of that. The rest of their money can go towards keeping their family up and buying food and other things. We have tenant-based rental assistance through home funds that pays the rest of their rent.
The other City of Phoenix task force pillars include law enforcement and training. Tamara Spenley works on the city's sex trafficking initiative.
In law enforcement, we have the Vice Department, so they do stings and different operations, again, helping more the victims and getting them out of the life. And then the 4th pillar is training, where we're going out, training different individuals. We are training DES workers, we're training students, we're training staff. So it's really educating the community on how big a problem this is in our community.
As Phoenix residents, we can all do our part to learn the signs of human trafficking. Stay vigilant and report any suspicious activity. Today, human trafficking survivors can now have a safe place to live. It's called the Phoenix Starfish Place.